So I'm Helena, I'm an arts writer and I write for Kunsthaus, and also I'm an online contributor for a magazine called Come Into Land, and I also contribute to some artist publications. I went to Goldsmiths, I studied fine art and art history, and which obviously combines practice and theory. Writing for me has always been the best way to think through a piece of artwork. So I think through it much more articulately in print than I do when I'm speaking, for example. Contemporary art's definitely my thing, yeah, but good contemporary art reflects on what's gone before. So I'm also a big fan of Dada, I'm a big fan of Surrealism, I'm a big fan of a lot of the art of the 70s, and it's all feeds into what's happening now, at least it should do. It should be reflected upon by contemporary artists too, I think. The best way to experience art is to go and see it. I'd say some artists are actually making internet art now, aren't they? So they're making websites as art, that's one thing. And you can get an idea as to whether there's a show that you might want to go and see by looking at images online. Definitely, you can definitely get an idea of it. But in order to experience art as the artist intended, you have to go and see the real thing. Well, a recent exhibition that I've really enjoyed was at Matt's Gallery. It was a guy called Benedict Drew, who is, I suppose, what you might call a bit of a rising star. He makes kind of glossy work that feels retro. He uses a lot of video installation. He uses a lot of new technologies, like small projectors. His work's quite odd, it's quite clumsy, it's quite dirty, it's quite awkward. It feels a bit like stepping into a Bowie video or something. It's incredibly engaging. So a piece of art I've seen that really blew me away and has stayed with me ever since is Steve McQueen's piece at the Venice Biennale. So he was representing England. And Steve McQueen this is before he got incredibly famous for making feature films. It was a video installation piece and it reflected on the environment of the Venice Biennale, which is very particular, very loaded in itself. He makes beautiful, cinematic, epic, engaging, luscious work, and he has a visual intelligence that very few people have. So I would say it's important for art to communicate on a number of levels, and the best art does. So someone who knows nothing about it could walk in and still look at it, right? Looking at art is not rocket science. Anyone can do it. The only prerequisite is that you're interested. And everyone should be able to get something on some level. Maybe the best art, though, you scratch the surface, and the more you scratch, the more you reveal, and the better it gets.